to talk to you a little bit about what their assembly is about and get us started. So thank you so much, ladies. Good morning.
We are pleased to present to you Mrs. Erkovich's third grade science fair. We are going to show you our bridges, which we created while working on our civil engineering unit. We have spent the last 2 months learning, designing, and building various bridges. The criteria of our bridges were to build a bridge that spans 15 inches, build a bridge that was strong and stable, build a bridge that was cost efficient, and to the constraints or materials of our bridges were popsicle sticks, straws, copy paper, index cards, string, paper, and paper clips. We will be introducing ourselves, telling you about our bridges, and concluding our presentation with some research of an existing bridge similar to our design. The first pair of students will be Justin and Jason.
Hello, we are Jason and Justin. Our first bridge was the arch bridge. It didn't work, so we changed it to a trestle bridge. We added supports and it should look a lot better.
A trestle bridge is like a beam bridge with supports in the middle and another beam on top. We added supports under the bridge for more stability.
The arch bridge didn't work because the arches weren't tall enough. The bridge couldn't stay up since there were no supports.
Our bridge improved because we changed the design and added more supports. We put supports up between the 2 beams and we put strong supports under the bridge to hold it up.
The Chesapeake Bay Bridge crosses the Chesapeake Bay of Virginia. It connects the Delmarva Peninsula with Virginia Beach, the Hampton Roads metropolitan area. It was opened on April 15, 1964. The Chesapeake Bay Bridge is half bridge, half tunnel. It is 23 miles long.
The Mirror Trestle is located in San Francisco, California, and it crosses over the Alhambra Valley. It was built in 1899, but in 1929, it was rebuilt with new piers and larger decorators. It is 1,600 feet long and 75 feet tall.
Hello, we are Leah, Katie, and Evan. Our design is a beam bridge. We chose it because it seemed easy to maintain. When we tested out our bridge for stability, we got a score of 3 out of 5 points. We thought our score was good, but we could improve it a little more. The strength of our bridge was 2 out of 5 points when we tested it. The strength on our bridge was on the ends of our bridge. We built our bridge with 4 beams. The weakness of our bridge was the middle because it was bumpy and the car went off the side. Our improvement was guardrails. We used pink string, tape, and straws to make them.
The Causeway Bridge is located in Ireland. It was built around 1650. A fun fact is it is a bridge and a dam.
My bridge is the Tower Bridge. The Tower Bridge was opened in 1894. It crosses the river Thames in London, England. This bridge is also confused with the London Bridge. The Rio Interior Bridge crosses the Gulf of Corinth and Patras. The official name is the Cherilyn Bridge. Fun fact, it is the world's longest multi-span cable-stayed bridge. Hello, we are Ellie and Louisa. The design of our bridge is a beam bridge, but in our third and second bridge design, we were hoping for an arch bridge. But the arch was too small, so it fell. We decided that the arch was not strong enough and added piers and got rid of our arch.
also decided that the cost is nearly as important as the strength.
While we were testing our bridge, we found that the piers were the strongest part of the bridge because they are the main support.
We also found that the weakness of our bridge is in the middle of the bridge because there was no support to hold it.
We would like to improve our bridge by adding beam support, which is some kind of support on the beam part of the bridge.
The Asia Suspension Bridge is located in Hunan, China. The bridge started to build in 2007. This bridge is connected to the Asia Beam Bridge.
The Zahia Beam Bridge is located in Hunan, China. The Zahia Beam Bridge was also built in 2012. The Zahia Beam Bridge is connected to the Zahia Suspension Bridge. The Zahia bridges are also one of the world's highest bridges in the world.
Hello, we are Thomas and Noah.
Our bridge design was a trestle bridge. Our first bridge design was a suspensor bridge, but it didn't work because of the cost and how much materials it used. We improved it by changing the bridge design to arch.
Our second bridge design was an arch bridge, and we improved it by adding a deep beam. Our bridge used paper index cards and tape. It cost $6.70.
The strongest part of our bridge was the pier, and the weakest part was the arches. We'll improve it by lowering the deep beams so a car can go longer.
This is the Rosendale Bridge. It is located in Rosendale, New York. It was built in 1870 and was completed in 1872. Fun facts: it was built for the Walkill Railway.
This is the Polish Bridge. The Polish Bridge was located in Chadwick West, Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. People don't know when they started to build it, but it was completed in 1918. Fun fact, it crosses the Lincoln River.
Hi, I'm Grace. And I'm Zoe. We designed a suspension bridge made of string, craft sticks, straws, index cards, paper clips, and tape.
Our bridge is very stable because of the straws underneath the stand. It couldn't use more straws under the stand.
On our final designs, we improved a lot. We figured out to use piers, buy more than we need, and put straws underneath the span.
The thing that didn't go well was the cost. We went way over budget and got too much supplies to build our bridge.
Next time, if we want to build a bridge, we will try to maintain our cost by figuring out what we use and what we can use to solve problems that our bridge has.
We also learned that buying more is better than buying less. I chose the George Washington Bridge. It is located in Manhattan, New York. It opened on October 24th, 1931. It runs over the Hudson River.
I chose the Clifton Suspension Bridge. It is located in Bristol, England. It opened to the public on December 8, 1864. This 1,352 feet long bridge runs on top of cliffs.
As we transition to the other side of the classroom, we would like to tell you about the process which we followed in class to design these bridges. This process is the engineering design process, where specifically ask, imagine, plan, create, and prove.
Ask. Ask what the problems are. How much can it hold? How strong is it? What is the problem? What have others done? What are the constraints? Imagine. What could be some solution? Brainstorm ideas. Choose the best one. Go out with your brain. Have a party in your brain. Plan. Draw a diagram. Make a list of materials that you'll need. Create. Follow your plan.
Our second design is the same as this one. The strength of our bridge is at the pillars because there's support there. The weakness of the bridge is at the middle because there's no support there. We can improve our bridge by taking off the two pillars and putting one in the middle. Here's the bridge. The Houston Mill Bridge was in Blount County, Alabama. It was built in 1894 and was rebuilt in 1934. Ayush's Bridge. The Flume Gorge is built in Franconia, Washington, and Jersey. It was built in 1808. Some covered bridges are semi-trestle bridges.
Hello, we are Ava
and Lauren. Our first suspension bridge was not successful. The cost of our materials was $9.80, which means we got a cost score of 2. The bridge had nothing to support the underneath, so it was not stable. Our score for design 1 was 7. Our second bridge is a suspension arch bridge. The bridge was $11.40. That means we got a score of 2.
The boat could go under the bridge. Our third suspension bridge was finally successful, but it only held 5 weights. The cost of that bridge was $6.70, so we got a score of 3. That is our best score yet. The boat could go under it and the car could go over it. The total score for that was 8. Testing all these bridges was fun. The Severn Bridge. Where? Southwest England. Date, 1961. Fun fact, it cost €8 million to build.
The Sidhu River Bridge. Where? Bodong County, China. Date, November 15, 2009. Fun fact, it has beach sheet towers.
Hello, our names are Isabel and Kate. Our final bridge ended up being a beam bridge, but our first bridge design was a suspension bridge. The suspension bridge didn't work because the cables weren't attaching. Also, it was very expensive. Our final score for the suspension bridge was only a 6, so we decided to do something more simple. Our beam bridge is a little bit different from other beam bridges because it has streams running down the sides. This makes our bridge more stable and strong. This time, our score was a 10. We thought this was a good improvement, so we went with this design instead. The strength of our bridge is in the pier in the middle and the strings on the side. The gravity of the paper pushed on the pier in the middle, but the pier was strong and kept the span up. The strings pulled on the bridge to make it flat, which made the bridge stronger and more stable. The weakness of our bridge was its strength. Even though our bridge had a pier in the middle, it wasn't that strong and only held 40. To improve our bridge, we could have put more layers of paper on our bridge. This would help the bridge be stronger. We could have also used more of our constraints, which are materials. The materials we could have used are craft sticks, paper, index cards, straws, tape, paper clips, and string. We only used 5 of the 7 materials. One of the famous trestle bridges we researched is the Kilcunda Trestle Bridge, located in Victoria, Australia, and spans over Bourne Creek. It was built in 1911. The Kilcunda Trestle Bridge is historically significant as the most amazing surviving artifact from the Wonthaggi Railway. Our other bridge that we researched is the Town Victoria, also located in Victoria, Australia. It was built in 1874, April 2nd. It cost £2,450. Hello, we are CJ and our final bridge design is a suspension bridge. However, we started with a deep beam arch bridge. In the deep beam arch bridge, the arch fell down. We think this happened because the arch was not stable. We would like to improve this by adding putty to the sides of the arch.
The cables on our final design made it strong, but on our first bridge design it was not strong because the arch was not stable. On our final bridge, we could have done better if we centered the suspension cables a bit more.
The weakness on our final bridge is that the cables aren't strong enough. The weakness on our first was that the arch was not strong enough. We think the cables are not strong enough because there is not enough pull. We think
The arch on the first bridge is not strong enough because it's not big enough.
The strength score of our final bridge was 1. We think we could have improved this by tightening the suspension cables. We think we could have improved the stability score by improving the pillars.
The Izmit Bay Bridge is in Turkey. It is 8,799 feet. It goes over the Sea of Marmara. The main span is 1,550 meters. It is not open yet, though it will be in March 2016.
The Benjamin Franklin Bridge was originally named the Delaware Bridge. It connects Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Camden, New Jersey.
Hello, we are Colin, Matthew, and Huntsy. Our first design used a lot of paper. The paper isn't that strong, so our score was low. It was a 4. Our second design used less paper, but still wasn't that strong. Our score was better, but still not as good as it could be. It was a 7. Our third design used index cards instead of paper. We used the paper to make paper pillars. Our score was a 11, so we used that design instead.
In the beginning, our goal was to build a strong and stable bridge, and we needed to use lots of materials to get it as good as it is now. That was bad for our cost score, but we did good because we got an 11, the highest we could get to the course. For design 1, we got a 3 for cost, a 0 for stability, and a strength of 1. We got a total of 4. For design 2, we got a 5 for cost, a 1 for stability, and a 1 for strength. Our total was a 7. For design 3, we got a 5 for cost, a 4 for stability, and a 2 for strength. Our total was an 11.
The Moselle Viaduct is found in Wellington, Germany. The Moselle Viaduct, it was built in 1969 and 1972 between the German villages Wellington and Dublin. The Moselle Viaduct is about 136 meters and 446 feet. Inside are explosives to blow up the whole bridge in case of war.
Bridge Gazilla represents the combination of a beam and an arch. It was built in 1970 and was in desperate need of reinforcement, and it looks in beautiful shape. It is the longest bridge in Hungary, spanning about 2 kilometers. Its total length is about 981 meters. It was opened on November 7, 1950. Its daily traffic is about 150,000 people.
Hello, we are Julianne and Agnes. The bridge we made is called a deep beam bridge. The supplies we used to make our bridge were tape, paper, paper clips, index cards, and craft sticks. The cost to make our bridge was $9. Our strongest criteria was stability. Our lowest criteria was strength. Our first and second bridges were the worst. They couldn't hold any weight, the barge couldn't sail under, and the car couldn't go over. Our third design was the best because everything worked, but the car couldn't go over. Some of the pushes and pulls in our bridge where the piers pushed the bridge up and the bridge pulled itself down to make it flat. The strongest force of our bridge was the gravity pulling our bridge down. Something we'd like to improve is the hill in the bridge formed by the piers so the car can go over the The Puffing Billy Railway. This bridge was built in Melbourne, Australia in 1900. The Puffing Billy Railway was originally one of the 5 narrow lines of the Victoria Railways. Stony Creek Trestle Bridge. This bridge was built in British Columbia, Canada, 1885. It was the tallest bridge in 1885. We really loved doing this project this year in Mrs. Erkovic's class. Thank you for coming to our science fair.
Boys and girls, thank you for coming. And
cannot give my kids a better round of applause. I really can't. These students who public speaking really was not something they were looking forward to, and you would not have known who those students were because they did such an amazing job. And everybody else, I am so proud of you, the way you moved the mic and the bridge design. I am just so, so very proud. And now, if you'd like to have a seat, you may. You're done. It's over. It was only 20 minutes, see? Assemblies. So fortunately or unfortunately, how you want to look at it, I have 10 students who have had to wait to the very end to get their leaf. So if I could have Colin, Ayush, Jake, Julia, Noah, Izzy, Matthew, Nick, Ellie, and finally Grace. Okay? Colin Clark. Colin is being nominated for Fortitude. He is being nominated because he can face challenges, has courage to face challenges and obstacles, persevering when things get tough. Colin has practiced this virtue throughout the year and has become a very special role model for me. He has shown me how turning the other cheek can be done without sacrifice to oneself. Throughout the year, I have grown to trust and admire Colin's maturity in facing challenges. I couldn't be more pleased with an individual's conduct, let alone a third grader's. It is a pleasure having Colin in class, and I will miss his smile every single day. Ayush is being nominated for Temperance. Ayush has been working diligently on making the right choices at the right time. Ayush's ability to make choices carries over into the quality of work he is doing for homework and classwork. If he can just remember to put his name on his paper. I was also very happy with the diligence and attention to detail that Ayush put into part prep, and then taking his time to do a great job on the real part. I am very optimistic about Ayush's continued temperance and his commitment to going above and beyond. Jake is being nominated for Prudence. Jake demonstrates sound judgment throughout the day. I trust Jake's sense of humility. I can always rely on Jake to tell me the true story. He gets to the point and tells me exactly what has happened. In the rare instances where he is involved, he will take responsibility. Jake is always volunteering to help with anything from returning computers to helping a student clean his desk. Jake is a student of true character and a joy to have in class. Julia is being nominated in the Forrester Virtue for justice. Julia shows integrity on a daily basis. Julia is a quiet, sincere student who often is doing the right thing at the right time. Students like Julia being at her team because she is quiet and always helpful. She gently reminds students about what is expected at transition. Julia is also a valued and tremendous support to Sabine each day. I love working with Julia because she is showing a lot of courage finding her voice. It has been a mission to get her to speak louder when she volunteers to answer a question. Julia is a sweetheart, and I love having her in class. Noah is being nominated in the Forrester Virtue for Fortitude. Fortitude. Noah is receiving this leave today for courage and perseverance. Noah is one of the hardest working students in class. Every week, Noah is the only student who has consistently given me complete sentences on all his daily 5 work. Remember that, guys. Every single week you do. I'm so proud of you. There has not been a week where Noah has not taken the time to write out complete answers. Noah is also being recognized for courage. When we first started practicing park, Noah was very nervous and didn't think he would be able to do it. Well, he did complete the part, and he did a great job, working hard and answering each question completely. Watching Noah grow this year has been my pleasure. Thank you. Izzy is being nominated and forced for virtue for prudence. Prudence is having sound judgment and making wise choices. It's about being thoughtful. Well, Izzy couldn't be more prudent. Izzy is an ideal student, always making the right choices in class. She is the first to transition, the first to help a classmate or me, and first to complete her work and be completely correct. Izzy can fly under the radar because she is so quiet and thoughtful and helpful. She is never boastful about her academic successes. She will quietly smile to herself. It is so nice to be a teacher, to have a student who can help others when things get busy. And Izzy is that student. I will miss Izzy and her dedication to study. Matthew is being nominated and forced to virtue for Fortitude. Matthew is receiving this leave for both courage and perseverance. A couple of literature circle books ago, Matthew needed to choose a book. I didn't approve the book he wanted, but recommended Good Dog, right? He was very reluctant to read this book, but after my selling of the book, he gave it a go. This book opened up Matthew's commitment to reading new literature. Now he can't put books down. I can't be more pleased of a student's turnaround in reading his reading ability to read more complex books. In the end, he agreed with me, and CJ did too, that Good Dog was the best book ever. Well, almost, right, guys? Nick is being nominated in the Force of Virtue for Justice. Nick demonstrates all aspects of justice: respect, friendship, kindness, compassion, and fairness. Nick is a great friend and often sticks up for his friends if someone or something has happened that is unfair. When Nick gets to work on something, whether it is a science project or he's completing a test, he always puts 100% into it. He is sure to take his time and always ask questions when he is unsure. I lovingly refer to Nick as the politician, as he knows how to work the room. He continuously walks around and talks to everybody and makes sure they're okay. Nick is a sweetheart and the most respectful student to his teachers, and will often say please and thank you. Ellie is being nominated in the Force for Virtue for Justice. Ellie and Kate are very good friends. She and Kate have become fast friends who are off. Katie, I'm sorry, I make it up. Justin, Jason, Kate, Katie, we all know. She and Katie have become fast friends who are often very good for each other when assigned to work together as partners. Although sometimes the partnership is on task more than other times. Ellie was so sensitive and sweet to Katie in the last literature circle when she enjoyed the book more. She didn't want to hurt Katie's feelings. She kind of played the book down a little. I love Ellie's optimism when things are assigned to her because she worked so hard to get her work completed. She is so fun to have in class. Grace is being nominated in the Force of Virtue for being able to speak really loud. Really, for prudence. While Grace is nominated for prudence, she could easily be receiving this leave for any one of the 4 virtues. She is one of the most enthusiastic and hardworking students in class. I have never met anyone who has the zest for learning as much as Grace. She sits by my feet during lessons and can't help but answer every single question without ever raising her hand. One can't be around Grace and not feel special. Grace is optimistic and happy. She is always making me laugh and smile. Oh, also, what teacher wouldn't want a TA? What is that? We all know teacher's assistant in their classroom. I'm going to really miss Grace next year. I won't have anyone to finish my sentences or my thoughts. Okay, this is almost up.
Good morning, everybody. Mrs. Erkovic's class, thank you so much for sharing this morning. Now I know why my kids love science so much. You guys do amazing things next door. I'm kind of jealous. All right, this morning I would like to call up some of my friends, Landon, Lindsay, Rachel, Akash, Akalia, Shrita. Okay. This is Landon, and Landon is being nominated this morning for exhibiting Fortitude. More specifically, for his optimism and good citizenship. Landon has a great sense of humor and a great attitude. He is always smiling and laughing with friends. He seems to stay out of conflicts and just goes with the flow. He is often pointed out as a role model in class when I am looking for someone to show me what a quick and quiet transition looks like. I can usually count on Landon to have a clear desk, be sitting up nice and tall, his voice off, and even his hands folded on his desk, which is always a nice touch. Way to go, Landon. Always try to be that positive role model. Lindsay is receiving this leaf this morning for exhibiting prudence. More specifically, for her honesty, wisdom, and use of reason. I respect Lindsay for the honesty she displays with her friends, and for her willingness to admit when she has made a mistake. Socially, I observe her often trying to make good decisions, as well as go out of her way to help a friend in distress. Everyone needs a friend that is trustworthy and caring. If you are lucky enough to have Lindsay for a friend, then you have just that. Rachel is receiving this leaf for exhibiting Fortitude, more specifically for the self-control and discipline she portrays in class. Over this year, Rachel's increase in class participation and attention to work has attributed to tremendous progress. She has learned to slow down when she's working for better success. I believe she is starting to understand slow and steady really does win the race. And as she got one of the top scores on her latest literacy benchmark test. Your successes make me happy, so thank you, Rachel, for bringing a little joy into my day. Akash is receiving this leaf this morning for exhibiting Fortitude. More specifically, for his optimism, spirit, and enthusiasm in class. As a teacher, it is always great to have students who are willing to answer questions, share ideas, and add to class discussions. Well, Akash is certainly ready, willing, and able at all times. He is never without words. Though there are times we joke about it, I truly do appreciate the enthusiasm and energy Akash brings to class. Watching him tackle a critical thinking problem is always a joy, as he will work relentlessly as he perseveres to find the answer. He appreciates the challenge and will stick with it until he gets it. It is a pleasure to have a student in class with such an optimistic and dynamic outlook towards learning. This is Akalia, and Akalia is receiving this leaf this morning for Fortitude. determination, and courage. Acalia has worked hard this year to overcome nerves and conquer her fears. I can remember back in the fall when writing assignments could cause a little bit of stress in her day, as she struggled with how to put her thoughts into words. She would say, "I know what I want to say, I just don't know how to write it." Well, here's the irony. Acalia has shown me she is actually quite a talented young writer. I look forward to reading her responses and essays, as they are always very well composed, filled with enriching vocabulary, and quite entertaining. Just last month, Acalia got up here on this stage and portrayed a very animated Sam Adams during our academic assembly. Much like Sam Adams himself, she shunned her nerves and demonstrated bravery. I am so proud of you, Acalia. I will miss reading all of your delightful prose as you move on to fourth grade. Shahitha is receiving this leaf for exhibiting temperance, more specifically for her attention to organization. Shahitha's knack for keeping her belongings, supplies, and workspace neat and organized is to be admired. I do believe she lives by the Mary Poppins motto, a place for everything and everything in its place. So much so that I have witnessed her cleaning out other students' desks even when they aren't aware of it. I have to admit I am a bit envious of her ability to keep things uncluttered. A clutter-free desk, a clutter-free brain, and lots of room for learning. This must be why she is such a good student. Congratulations. Up next, fourth grade.
So, Ms. Erkovic's class, I have to say thank you again, just like Ms. Palmer did. It was so informative, and it was so cool to see all the bridge pictures that you chose as examples. So when I'm driving around on the road trips that I like to take, I'll have to try to find some of those. I have 6 students, and I have to say they're so patient, and I'm so thankful for their patience, because it's hard to have students have to go the last time to give leaves. So they get an extra round of applause at the end because they had to wait until the last assembly. So can I have Sarah, Sam Hogan, Natika, Josh Winokur, Angelina, and Addison. Please come join me up here. So first we have Sarah. Sarah's receiving this leaf for exhibiting Fortitude. She's a very hardworking and diligent student. She always makes sure she's up to date on her work and will consistently take an extra challenge, especially in math. She perseveres through any challenging assignment and will ask for help if she needs it. One example was when Sarah was going to miss a few days of school. She came to me in advance and asked to have any work she was going to miss. After I put together a folder for her, she looked through it and asked, "Are there any challenge pages in here?" I was so proud that she not only was taking the initiative to get her work ahead of time, she was also still wanting to complete any challenge assignment that I was going to give out during the week that she was gone. Sarah is a delight to have in class, and I know that she will achieve amazing things. Next we have Sam Hogan. Sam is receiving this leaf for exhibiting Fortitude. Sam is a very kind and caring student who comes to school with such optimism. He demonstrates such loyalty to his friends as well as his teachers. He has also demonstrated such determination this year. We cover some pretty challenging topics in 4th grade, and at first some of them may seem impossible. Sam never gave up and consistently put forth great effort on all of his assignments. There were times that he needed to work on finishing an assignment while others chose a more desirable task. But Sam persevered and did a fantastic job. I admire how hard he works in class, and I've seen amazing progress since the beginning of the year. I'm thrilled he was a member of my class this year, and I know his determination and fortitude will lead him to great things. This is Natika. She's receiving this leaf for exhibiting Fortitude. Natika continuously works hard on every assignment I give her, and, just like Sarah, takes advantage of any challenge opportunities we have. She has excellent manners and is a wonderful role model in the classroom. She is a great example to her classmates as someone who is always ready to learn. Natika has showed such strength and perseverance when challenging situations arise, whether it be a noisy student next to her or news that she's moving. Natika will surely be missed in the BFCCPS community, but I know her new school will be very happy to gain such a wonderful and kind student. Her courage and optimism are contagious, and I cannot wait to hear about all the great things she is accomplishing. It was a joy to have Natika in my class this year, and I wish you the best of luck. Next we have Josh. Josh is receiving this leaf for exhibiting justice. Josh is extremely respectful to all of his teachers as well as his classmates. He is a hard worker who is also a very loyal friend. I have witnessed many social situations where Josh has been the peacekeeper and has prevented a potential argument among his friends. He's a strong believer in everyone playing by the rules, so there have been many situations where Josh has stepped in to be a mediator. This is a tough role to play, especially among the 4th grade boys. Josh is a great example of someone who can get along with everyone due to his kind and respectful nature. He is a great leader who really does lead by example. I've thoroughly enjoyed having Josh in my class this year, and I know he will continue to be a strong leader and a loyal friend. I have Angelina right next to me, who's receiving this leaf for exhibiting prudence. Angelina is a kind and outgoing young lady. She always comes in with a smile on her face or a dancing move to show me. Her happy presence is a breath of fresh air in the classroom. Angelina is a confident girl who continuously remains true to herself. She does not change her interests to try to fit in, and that can be a very challenging task. I admire her good judgment and believe she is a great example for our class. Angelina is someone who cares more about what is right and less about who is right. She makes these intelligent decisions in social situations as well as in a classroom setting. I can count on her to know when to be ready, and it will not take her more than one reminder to transition to the next task. I have thoroughly enjoyed having Angelina in class this year and know she will achieve great things. And last but not least is Mr. Addison. Addison is receiving this leaf for exhibiting temperance. Addison is a very hardworking young man and has made such tremendous progress this year. I am most impressed with his mastering his desire to want to read all the time. Although I love the fact that Addison is an avid reader, there are times at the beginning of the year where he may have rushed to complete an assignment so he could pull out that book and read. But now, Addison really takes the time to complete an assignment with great effort and will check over his work before moving on to the next choice. Addison has become a great role model in the classroom because he consistently gets right to work, and I can count on him to be listening to all the directions. There are many times where I've asked Addison to please repeat the directions for friends who are not making good choices. I have enjoyed Addison in my class this year and know he will continue to be a great role model transitioning to 5th grade. Mrs. Lockhart is going to be up for Miss Condon today.
Miss Condon is not here today, and so she's asked me to present the 8 leaves that I have from her class. She also wanted me to make a quick comment that she said, I have 8 students who are receiving leaves today. At the beginning of the year, I asked for volunteers who are willing to wait until the last assembly to get their leave. And these students that are coming up today graciously volunteered. That shows just how much character they really have. I am proud of them for being so patient while others have received recognition, and hope they know how well deserved their leaves are today. So if I could have Hope, Tyler, Lizzie, Liana, Zach, Jessica, and Big Man is out today, but he would have received a leaf also. Okay. Here we go. Hope. Hope is being awarded this leaf from the Forest of Virtue for demonstrating justice. These are all Miss Condon's words. She's like, I'll be honest, I did not know Hope very well coming into the school year. I saw a bright young lady, but one who I was always asking to stop drawing or put the book away. What I have learned, though, is that Hope is exceptionally creative and a very talented artist. I have truly come to love the amazing sketches and hilariously witty poems that will mysteriously appear on my desk. But even more important than her artistic talents, I have learned that Hope is a truly kind, thoughtful, and caring person. She is friendly with everyone and treats all of her classmates with the same respect. She also has an incredible sense of humor that makes everyone around her smile. Her unwavering kindness and quick wit makes her a wonderful friend to have. Hope, you truly have been a wonderful addition to our class, and I am going to miss you so much next year. Okay, Tyler is being awarded with this week in the Fortitude Virtue for demonstrating justice. Tyler is such a good-hearted young man. He consistently treats others with respect, kindness, and compassion. If he senses that someone is being treated unfairly or unkindly, Tyler will always take the initiative to help his fellow students. He has the maturity to know that justice isn't about who is right, but rather what is right. And that is something that I truly admire in him. Tyler, you are a wonderful friend, and your kindness undoubtedly makes our class and school a better place. Thank you. Lizzie is being awarded with this leaf in the Fortitude Virtue for demonstrating fortitude. I have seen a great deal of maturity in Lizzie this year. She has shown perseverance and dedication to her studies throughout the year. I love a student who takes ownership for their learning, and that's just what Lizzie does. She works incredibly hard, and if she comes across a concept that is difficult, she will make sure that she gets the help that she needs. Whether it's stopping at my desk at snack or sending me an email, she will take the steps she needs to ensure that she is successful. Lizzie, your determination and perseverance are sure to lead to much success. I am so proud of you. All right, Liana. Liana is receiving this leaf in the Fortitude Virtue for demonstrating justice. I love Liana's laid-back attitude. In the classroom, she was always more than happy to work with any of her classmates. I see her speak to everyone with kindness and respect, and even if she disagrees with someone, she will say so in a calm, fair, and respectful way. She was always more than willing to compromise. It is no wonder that she is so well liked by her peers. Even outside the classroom, I see Liana go out of her way to make sure that others feel welcome and included. Liana, your kindness is a wonderful quality, and we are so lucky to have had you in class this year. Zach is being awarded with this leaf in the Fortitude Virtue for demonstrating fortitude. I truly admire Zach's positive attitude and determination. He has shown immense maturity and perseverance to overcome every challenge that he has met this year. Not only that, he does it with a quiet drive and a positive demeanor. It is so wonderful that classmates like to work with Zach. And it's no wonder that classmates like to work with Zach. Whether he is working to master a new math concept or a new yo-yo trick, Zach will persevere until he succeeds. He is respectful and kind and is always determined to get his work done. Zach, you've been a wonderful addition to our class this year, and I know you will be successful in all that you do. Last but not least, Jess is receiving this leaf in the Fortitude Virtue for demonstrating temperance. Temperance is all about acting the right way at the right time, and Jessica is a wonderful example of this character trait. She has sound judgment in the classroom and can always be counted on to make a good choice. Jess always puts her schoolwork first. A perfect example is when the class earned a week without homework for their good behavior. While others celebrated, Jess came to me and asked for some extra work to do at home. I can also always count on Jess to have a positive attitude in the classroom. Jess, your drive and enthusiasm are sure to take you far. And we'll give Vivian comes back. My apologies for Big Hands and Ryan were stuck together. I'm
Brian, yes.
so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Brian, Big Hands. Come on down. Thank you. Brian is being awarded with this leaf in the Forest of Virtue for demonstrating prudence. I can always count on him to set a positive example. He consistently contributes thoughtfully to class and goes above and beyond what is asked of him. He is well organized and always puts his work first. Brian is often with me during the courtyard at the end of the day, and while others relax and socialize, I always see him immediately start in on his homework. His positive example extends beyond his academics, however. Brian shows a great deal of honesty and integrity in all that he does. I can always count on him to tell the truth and make wise decisions in all matters. Brian, I admire your hard work and enthusiasm, and I am so glad to have you as part of my class and for being so understanding.